terrorizing our communities.
Republicans are literally bribing people to vote. And by Republicans, I mean this cockwaffle. Elon! On Tuesday, Musk's super PAC, America PAC, pulled a video from X. It featured $1 million giveaway to this woman in which she said she received the money in part to vote. And of course, X is owned by Musk. So why did they pull the ad?
My name's Ekaterina Diesler. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I did exactly what Elon Musk told everyone to do. Sign a petition, refer friends and family, vote, and now I have $1 million.
And here's the one they replaced it with.
My name's Ekaterina Diesler. I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I did exactly what Elon Musk told everyone to do. Sign a petition, refer friends and family, and now I have $1 million. With this money, I'm definitely going to start investing with my dad. I'm young. I've been done with money spent right away, but now it's a big step into the future, so a lot of opportunities will open up for me to be on my own and live my life.
Congratulations.
I signed the petition because we need to stop Susan Crawford and get Brad Schimmel to win Wisconsin. April 1st is right around the corner, so we need to get everyone to get up and go vote for Brad Schimmel.
Now, in case you missed it, on the second video, they pulled the word vote because they know they broke the law. So what you got there is pretty obvious. Elon and MAGA realized that, oh yeah, there are laws against bribery. And yes, Elon violated federal law. Not that it matters, because if Trump will pardon 1,500 people who attacked the Capitol and send 100 cops to the hospital, he'll help out his Spectrum-y dance partner. But alas, Elon's money ultimately failed. After the election for a vacant Wisconsin Supreme Court seat turned into a you emphatic repudiation of Musk and Trump. And yes, Elon is enduring a wave of gloating on Twitter/X, his own social media platform, after Brad Schimmel, a Trump-endorsed judge that Elon spent $25 million supporting, he lost by 10 percentage points to Susan Crawford, whose victory sustained a 4-3 liberal majority on the court. On the day that Trump called Liberation Day to mark his trade tariffs, Democrats are seeing this as a referendum on Elon,
Terrorizing our communities.
who spearheaded the slashing of federal government jobs and spending programs. And Democrats, you can't blame them, gloated a bit with pictures of Musk donning a cheese head and accompanied with the single word loser. But this is my favorite. The winner in Wisconsin is Susan Crawford, a former attorney for Planned Parenthood. She took it in stride with minimal gloating. The result, however, is politically significant because this court is due to issue abortion rulings while also deciding on electoral redistricting questions, which now have the potential to help Democrats in future elections in a state where the contests are always close. Steve Bannon is saying this loss is so big, it could lead to Trump's impeachment.
And folks, we cannot afford to lose a congressional seat right now. President Trump's agenda hangs by a thread. And that didn't even talk about the games being played over there, and I'll hopefully get to that later, if not tomorrow. In Wisconsin, yet we lost the Supreme Court seat. And with that Supreme Court seat, in addition to all the issues in Wisconsin of life and of being able to defend yourself, everything else, we're going to lose 2 congressional seats. That's just a fact. These radical Democrats, it was over $100 million spent. They didn't put this kind of money in not to take those 2 seats. And those 2 seats put us right on the cliff, the edge of them trying to impeach President Trump. And it raises the stakes in 2026 even higher. And I told you this was going to happen.
But the real question, does this mark the end of Musk's influence over Tiny Fingers? Musk has lost billions in his businesses since invading the political space, a space where he does not seem to thrive. Tesla is so bad right now that when people aren't firebombing them, Tesla dealerships won't even accept used Teslas in trade. So are the reports true that Trump is ready to separate himself from his golden cash cow?
10 points last night. Claire McCaskill, we hesitate to read too much into one night in Wisconsin in an off year. But what does it tell you so far in these early days of the Trump administration?
Well, understand that the ads up there were about 2 things. The Republicans' ads were, I'm Donald Trump. Donald Trump loves me. Vote for me because you love Donald Trump. And the Democrats' ads were, vote for me because you do not want to sell Wisconsin to Elon Musk. So it was really a 1-2 punch. because Trump wasn't enough and Musk was a big problem. And here is the dirty little secret. There are Republicans in Washington cheering today. They, many of them behind the scenes, were saying, we are okay with losing this Wisconsin Supreme Court seat because it's time we take Musk down a peg. He needs to be put in his place. Trump needs to realize that he's hurting him. And I really think that the Democrats are excited today and feel energized by a lot of things. Mike Johnson got whipped yesterday on the floor of the House. Cory Booker stood up and did brave things. We won Wisconsin, and Florida was closer than it should have been. But the Republicans in Washington are also cheering because Musk doesn't have a lot of fans among Republican elected officials in D.C.
You know, that's a point we really need to underline.
So the next question is, if yes, that Trump wants to separate himself from Musk, what happens to the millions Musk could use to primary Republicans that Trump cannot control? It'll be gone. And maybe so will he.
And all I heard were the same platitudes that government employees are lazy, government employees are not wanting to come into work. The president's advisor yesterday, Alina Habba, even said that government employees don't deserve to, they're not fit to keep their jobs at this moment. Hearing that day after day, it's offensive. I served my country honorably for 20 years, and then I decided to continue civil service and work for the VA. And my performance evaluations have been exemplary. I shared with your staff about a week after I was fired, I received a performance bonus for exceeding all the standards that the agency had for me. And
there you go.
I got the same letter that every civil servant got from, DOJ, which said your performance is poor and we don't want to keep you with your agency. So I understand cuts need to be made. I understand the budget is larger than it needs to be, and there will have to be some hard choices. But I don't hear a lot of talk about the sacrifice. The VA lost 1,400 employees on the first day and 1,000 the week later, and now they're talking about 80,000 more. Well, services are going to have to be cut. Veterans are going to lose some of their health care benefits.
But what about these outrageous cuts that Mantides claims are saving America?
If I watch one more idiot on cable television saying, all we have to do is this, look how wonderful that is. That's not the math. There's 40,000 federal employees which have said they'll take a retirement package. 40,000 federal employees leaving is a single day of borrowing. For an entire year, all those folks leaving, single day of borrowing.
And veterans, like they haven't been screwed enough, they have something to say as well.
You're lying! I'm a veteran! You don't give a fuck about me!
DOJ is slashing of federal government employees is a greater percentage of lost jobs than the 2008 financial crisis and only exceeded by the Great Depression. But it's the reality of these cuts that Republicans will have to deal with, both politically and morally. Trump and Musk have cut research into HIV, the bird flu, the World Health Organization, which, by the way, alerted the world to the 2020 Wuhan leak, and COVID. Special needs children, 17 different types of cancer, measles research, campaigns to get parents to vaccinate their kids, consumer protections, the EPA, air and water monitoring, and of course, this.
So this picture was taken in 1985. That's me, and that's my friend Nathan, the first one that I remember. And that's Nathan without his hat on. You see, my friend Nathan here had a very rare form of cancer called fibrosarcoma, and he was the first reported case ever in a child. He was also the first reported case where it wasn't in a limb or something that you could amputate. His within his lungs. Nathan died a few months after all these pictures were taken. But cancer research caused him to be around for another year, so his family had another year, a quality year, with him. And that is one of the reasons why I make this video. Because you see, we had a bill in Congress to prevent a government shutdown that both Democrats and Republicans agreed on, until Elon Musk stepped in. They cut $190 billion from pediatric cancer research. They also cut funding for research on premature labor. My daughter was a 29-weeker. They also cut funding for Down syndrome, sickle cell, and early detection and treatment for cervical and breast cancer. And before anyone comes after me, this is not me being political, okay? Both Democrats and Republicans agreed on this, and I will be the first one to agree with you that our government spending is incredibly wasteful and we do need to cut some stuff. But not from these programs.
Bottom line is that while Elon thinks he can slip out the back door with hundreds of Republicans' boots up his ass, will the feds keep giving him billions for his rockets and satellites? Well, of course, that depends. I mean, this is Trump, who is about as loyal as a fungus. Musk learned the truth about Trump, and that truth is this: everything Tiny Fingers touches dies.
Elon!
Are your leaders incompetent, unqualified people compromising national security?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Goddamn right.
They had what? bloated and fat and disgusting.
I like that.
We're a nation that speaks English.
Back and look, if something like this, that thing's goggling.
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.